When I was in high school, living with my stepmother and father, who I am now estranged from, they had me watch a little Christian movie called Fireproof. It's really not worth mentioning in terms of plot. It's just some generic Christian movie about a guy who's watching too much porn and finds religion and gets right with his wife. And he's a firefighter, which is why it's called Fireproof. I was thinking about it just recently, and it kind of prompted me to wonder, why is it that Christian movies suck so much? Not all Christian movies, mind you. I mean, there are some good ones, like Christian themed movies, though, such as The Passion of the Christ or Les Miserables. But what I'm talking about Christian movies, I'm talking about these essentially propaganda films that really are less interested in being art and are much more interested in just selling you on becoming a Christian. And Left Behind, as well as that god awful 2014 remake with Nicolas Cage, is a good example of that. So I think the main reason that these movies suck so hard is their complete lack of subtlety. Um, it's one thing for a movie to have a message. And hell, as somebody who likes movies and books, I have no problem reading a movie or book that is trying to sell me on something that I disagree with. I've read Christian apologetics books before. I've read, all sorts of books that advocate things that I disagree with. But you need to do so in an artful way. It's kind of the same problem with those really shitty Atlas Shrugged movies. Like, even if you're a hardcore objectivist, you're probably not going to like those films because they are simply not very well crafted. Ditto for Christian movies. For the most part, Christian movies that come out are just not very well made, not very well written, and are designed solely to tell you what you want to hear. And I really don't think that's going to change because the people behind them really aren't interested in making art. They're just interested in winning over converts. The movies are just a means to an end, that end being getting you right with Jesus. Which is kind of sad to me, honestly, because there are really some good, genuinely good Christian films, like I said. The Last Temptation of Christ is another one that's really fantastic. And if we're just talking about religious movies in general, both versions of the Ten Commandments by Cecil B. DeMille are excellent movies about Judaism. Why can't we have more of those? Why can't we have a little bit more subtlety? Or hell, if you want to talk about recent Christian movies that were good, Noah was pretty fantastic because it kind of subverted the whole concept. It kind of like showed how horrible and terrible the book of Exodus or Genesis, excuse me, and the flood really is. Like, wow, genociding the entire world while saving one dude in an ark full of animals. Yeah, it's kind of fucked up, and the movie leans on that. But hell, even if you want to have a pro-Christian message, you got to be more subtle.